Hi there, this is Tommy from Tommy K Designs, and I'm here to give you guys a quick short tutorial on how to create a more modern, clean corporate logo in Illustrator that you can use for really any kind of business that you want to do. So to start out, we're going to open up Illustrator. Okay, so now that we have Illustrator up, what we're going to do is we're going to open up a new document. I typically go with a smaller size because with Illustrator, it's all vector graphics. The size isn't going to matter. You can change it. So it just takes up less space on your hard drive. So we're going to go ahead and name this Modern Corporate Logo. And everything else is set fine there. So the first step is you need to pick some sort of object that is part of your company. So like let's say it's a library that you're making the logo for. You could do a book. Or if you're doing like a publishing company called Publishing Direct, you could do an arrow, which is actually what we're going to do today. So what you're going to do is open up that vector that you have, pick any vector that is part of your company, would like be a good representation of them. So we're going to go ahead and open that up with Adobe Illustrator. And then we're going to click and drag it into our modern corporate logo workspace here. So now we have this vector graphic here. We can go ahead and close the other one. And we're going to shrink it down to about 1/3 of the page. You don't want it too big, but you also don't want it too small. So the very first step we're going to do is we're going to create with a rectangle tool. We're going to create a box. You kind of just be a good judge of how thick you want to do it. This is typically about as wide as I'll go. And then go ahead and create it. Then give it a fill color. It doesn't really matter which one you want. I'm going to go ahead and do a bright pink so you guys can see it. And then you can really use whatever you want though. So then what we're going to do is we're going to copy it. So we're going to go Edit, Copy. And we're going to click off the object and then Edit, Paste. And we're going to drag that up there right underneath the other one. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to go Edit, Paste. And we have our 3 bars here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create intersecting points on our object. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it over to the arrow here. And then I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to drag it over as well. But then I'm going to take and if you go to the very far corner, you can rotate the object. So I'm going to click, hold, and rotate this object to create some intersecting points. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the last one. So I'm going to drag over this box here, this rectangle, and I'm going to also rotate it until we have intersecting points. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take these rectangles here. We're going to select all of them. So click on them, hold down Shift, and click on each object. Then what you're going to do is you're also going to click on the object that you've chosen. So for example, we have this arrow. So go ahead and click on the arrow. And then we're going to have to open up our Pathfinder tool. So go to Window and Pathfinder. And we have a few different options here. So the one we're going to go for is actually the second one called minus front. So what that's going to do, it's going to create a compound shape by subtracting the rectangles, those bright pink rectangles, from the arrow. So go ahead and click that. So we have this new object here. So now we're going to give it some color. I'm going to go with shades of blue because that's just typically a good corporate color. We have all the different shapes, and in order to ungroup them so we can change the color of each individually, go ahead and click on the object and then right click on it and then hit ungroup. So what that's going to do is going to create the 4 separate objects there that we have, but still keep it in the same area. So now I'm going to click on the first little section there. I'm going to come over to swatches and just select a light blue color. Then I'm going to come over and click another section and go ahead and choose a different color blue. I'm going to do the same thing with the middle part, add another color blue. And then for the last one, I'm going to do another color blue. So now we have this logo for the company, but we still need to identify what company it is. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add some text to really bring out the logo to give it more so we know what we're working with here. So we're going to go ahead and click on the type tool over in the action bar on the side. Then you're going to click and drag one working space here. We're going to select a font. You can really use any font that you want. I personally like Slim Joe. It just works really well. It's a free font you can download online. If you are going to use it for corporate use, you do have to buy a commercial license, but it's a pretty reasonably priced font. So we're going to go ahead and type in publishing, because that's what we're going with here, is publishing direct. And then we're going to increase the size to, let's try 60. All right, so it's a little bit big. Let's bump it down to 50. Perfect. All right, so we have publishing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the publishing, copy it, and then I'm going to click out of it and then paste it. So I'm just hitting Command V. And I'm going to line it up with the last publishing. So that way it's together in a line. And then we're going to go ahead and click the type tool again over in our action bar. Click within the text there, highlight it, delete it, and type in direct. And then because we want to give some contrast between the fonts, I'm going to go ahead and do another font. It's by the same person who created Slim Joe. Let's see here. So I'm going to do Big John, and then we're going to go ahead and select both of these again. So I'm going to hold down Shift and click on both, and just center it with this logo here. Now, in order to really bring it together and make a little bit more sense, I'm going to change the colors of the fonts to match the colors in our logo image. So I'm going to select over here in the swatches panel, lighter blue for publishing, and then for direct, we're going to go with a little bit darker shade that we used in the arrow. All right, so now that we've changed the font colors, what we're going to do here is just click and drag from the upper left-hand side onto the logo we created. To select all of it, you're going to hold down Shift and then drag from the corner down. So we would decrease the size here. You want to get it to about the size of the text here. Line it up there next to it just by clicking and dragging. And then we're going to select all of our logo. So just click and drag to select all of it. Going to move it up here a little bit and increase the size of it all together. Oops. And then drag it into the middle there. Alrighty, and then there you have it. That is a clean corporate logo. Very easy to make. You can really apply it to anything you want to do. Any kind of company you could make this kind of logo for. Very simple, very clean. It still has kind of that hipstery, modern vibe without moving away from the corporate side of it. So thanks so much for watching this video, guys. If you really liked it and you want to check out more tutorials, feel free to follow me on YouTube. I'll be posting more later. So yeah, if you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in the next video.